Hi, and welcome to the Talkin Shit podcast with Ava Lisette. I am your host, Ava Lisette, and as you can see, we are in a new area. Don't mind this, I didn't shave my pits. But we are in a new studio, okay? I also just literally recorded the intro of this and then realized that I did not adjust my mic, so the sound was awful. But thankfully, I only got like 5 minutes in and realized that I needed to redo my mic setup. So just recorded the first 5 minutes, so I'm gonna try to remember everything that I just said, okay? Last week we did not have a new episode, and I apologize for that. I was really, really bad about remembering what day it was, for one, and also procrastination, because, I need to spit out this piece of gum, because, girl, I will throw that away momentarily. But the piece of gum in my mouth was really distracting. Okay, anyway, so didn't record last week because last week's episode was supposed to drop yesterday. Okay, today is Friday. It was supposed to drop yesterday. And I have kind of had this bad habit of recording either the day before or the day of that I need to post. And then, I get overwhelmed with having to do the filming and the editing and doing everything all at once. So I decided I need to figure out a better way for me to get my content out, figure out a better content schedule. And we will talk about that as well, because I have somebody that I would like to shout out for my content schedule. But I decided that I want to start recording on Fridays, because Fridays I do not need to post on social media, because apparently Fridays are like the worst day to post for social media. You don't get a lot of engagement on Fridays. So I decided to start recording on Fridays, probably do editing on Sundays, and then push out the content throughout the week. So I'm learning how to do that, okay? I'm gonna be better. I'm going to be better. I promise. I promise. I promise. I'm so sorry that last week did not get an update. But thankfully, the Airbuds recap will be for last week because it hasn't come out with the new one yet. So I'm very excited for the Airbuds recap, because there's a pretty good mix in it this time, I feel. But we will get to that at the end of the episode, okay? So, number one, we have our fragrance of the day. That is going to be the, let's see, Alien Goddess Supraflorale EDP by Mugler. And then it is in the fragrance family of a floral amber. Keynotes are top notes of the keynotes are cactus accord and paracord. Middle notes are jasmine grandiflorium, grandiflorium super infusion, codistillate jasmine, everlasting absolute. I don't know what that is. I really don't. And it probably butchered that. If I didn't sound that out correctly, I can't read. And then the base note is moss. And this smells absolutely delicious. I feel like this is like perfect for spring and summer. And it really is helping mask the smell of me, because I forgot to put on deodorant when I got out of the shower, and it is very warm today in sunny Southern California. So I'm a little stinky, but she's helping me out a little bit. And I also feel like because I forgot to shave my pits, they're a little bit stinkier, low key, but nothing against people who don't shave their pits. I just feel like I need to, or else I smell bad. Okay, anyway, let me get into the content schedule breakdown that I was given. So I recently had a meeting with this girl. Her name's Natalie Airy, at natalie.airy. And Airy is spelled ARIE. I absolutely love her. We had like a 30-minute conversation talking about she does marketing. Hello, can I not get ahead of myself? So she does marketing, and she's like a marketing major at UCR. And she offered people, like she posted on her story, she was offering people a meeting so that she can set up a content schedule for them, figure out like how they can post and better manage their content. And so thankfully I was one of the people that she chose to do it with. So shout out Natalie, love you so much. And the content schedule breakdown that she gave to me, I was looking at it, and she broke it down so perfectly. Like, I'll add a little bit of like a slideshow of like everything that she did, or like screenshots or something, because the way that she set it up was absolutely gorgeous. And I feel like it gave me a perfect breakdown of everything that I needed to do and the days in which I needed to do them. So this is a posting schedule, not like filming and making my content. That was something that I decided on my own. Okay, Fridays I'm going to do my filming, and then throughout the week I'll make sure to take extra videos of certain things, like when I'm doing my photography. I just realized I probably should have recorded myself setting this up. I'll be better about it, okay? We're learning as we go. Today was the first day that I officially started going by this schedule. So on the schedule, for my photography account, which is All Moments Captured on Instagram, Mondays I have to post on Instagram a 30-second reel plus 1 to 2 stories, and on TikTok post 1 video. Tuesday I get a break. Wednesday on Instagram I'm posting a 1-minute reel with 1 to 3 stories, and then on TikTok 1 video. Wednesday, wait, I just said Wednesday. Thursday, Instagram is a 7 to 15 second reel or a photo shoot carousel. And on TikTok, I post 1 video. Friday, I get a break because it's the worst day for engagement. Saturday, I get a break. And Sunday, Instagram is 1 carousel post of a photo shoot, tips for photo shoots, or behind the scenes of my photo shoots, and then 1 to 3 stories. That's for my photography account alone. Now for this account, like my podcast account, this one is going to be Monday. On Instagram, I post a 30-second reel plus 3 to 4 stories. TikTok, I post 1 video, and I post 1 YouTube short on YouTube. Tuesday, I get a break. Wednesday, Instagram is 7 to 15 second reel plus 4 interactive stories. So I think that means like doing polls and stuff like that to like really get people, or like Q&As to get people to engage with it a little bit more. And then TikTok, 2 videos, YouTube, 1 short. Thursday, podcast releases on YouTube. And then on TikTok and Instagram, I post teasers and clips and then 3 or more stories. That's Thursday. Friday, I get a break, worst day for engagement. Saturday, Instagram, 1-minute reel, and then 2 to 3 stories. YouTube, 1 short. Sunday, Instagram, 1 carousel post, plus 3 to 4 stories. TikTok, 2 videos, and YouTube, 1 short. So it's a lot. It's a lot, and I feel like on my regular account, like my regular TikTok, I feel like is where I'm growing the most, and that's just where I'm literally shit posting. I am posting from my toilet, and I'm just posting my opinions. And I'm trying to branch out from just doing that. Like I'm trying to do more like long form videos. I recently started doing like cooking with Emetophobia, and I only have 1 of those out so far, and I'm pushing myself to do another one because I do feel like that could be very helpful for people who do struggle with emetophobia to try to not move past it, but like work through it. You know what I mean? And so I want to do that a little bit more often. And I feel like there on my regular TikTok, I'm thriving. That is where I'm doing my best. I'm getting new followers. Literally every minute I have new followers. Just hit 43K, and at 40K I said that I was gonna go get my nostril pierced, so I need to go do that. That was my reward to myself for hitting 40K, because I did get my nostril pierced a few months ago, and it was completely uneven. Like the symmetry on it was so bad that I had to remove it. So I'm gonna go get it re-pierced. But then what else? Where the hell was I going with this? Hold on, water break. Okay. Where was I? Content schedule breakdown. I'm doing good there, but I'm really, really lacking on my photography account and on my podcast account. Because I feel like for my podcast, I just post a couple clips from like the recent episode, and that's it. That's all I do. And then I don't touch the account for the rest of the week, other than on Thursdays when I post. And I need to not do that, because the reason why my regular TikTok is growing every single day is because I am posting every single day. And because I post from my toilet and I spend a lot of time on the toilet because I have IBS, I'm just sitting, I make like 5-6 videos in one sitting at sometimes. Like it's a little crazy. I do spend a lot of time on the toilet, but I do, because I'm doing that and I'm constantly posting videos all the time, I'm able to really like get it out there, push the content, and at least one of my videos I feel goes viral every single day. So I'm trying to push that energy into other things so that I can grow all of my accounts at the same time and not just one. So we'll see. We're gonna see how it goes. This content schedule, it is a lot, and it, like, as I was reading it, was very, very overwhelming. But I'm so, so grateful to Natalie that she took the time to break it all down for me. And I really want to try to put my best foot forward and like try to abide by it as much as I can, you know? Because I do have a lot of free time, and I feel like most of my free time recently has just been spent watching Abbott Elementary. I've been watching Abbott Elementary like so much recently. New favorite show, by the way. Quinta Brunson, she is an absolute genius. Oh my God, that show is so funny. I have not found a show that has given me like the same feeling as The Office since I've seen The Office, and The Office is one of my favorite shows. But I just feel like the mockumentary is it's my personal favorite. I love anything comedy, but mockumentaries and cartoons are like my top two favorites when it comes to comedy. And so I've been obsessed with Abbott Elementary recently. So I need to spend a little less time watching Abbott Elementary, which makes me really sad because I like to just binge watch it. But I do really want to focus on my content because it really is starting to thrive. And I feel like, I don't know, I have this feeling for May that it's just really gonna just propel me forward into something new, you know, because we're now in the second month of spring. And I feel like spring is, you know, April showers and then we kind of blossom in May. And I don't know, I feel like this month and the rest of this year are going to be transformative for me and transformative for a lot of different people. There was a lot that happened in April. Like so much went down in April, but I feel like May is the month to just like okay, we had to go through it, but now we can flower from it, we can blossom, and then we can get ready for summertime. So speaking of all of that as well, like not only am I trying to change how I'm doing my content and how I'm scheduling my time around content, I'm also trying to make some lifestyle changes, which is where cooking with emetophobia kind of comes into it. I've been trying to do better about eating in a calorie deficit. And I mean, I think I touched on this a little bit in the last episode that I posted. Trigger warning, we're talking about ED for a second. But I have been kind of struggling with binge eating. And I feel like in the past, it's kind of gone binge eating and then anorexia and binge eating and anorexia. And I don't want to fall back into anorexia, and I want to stop the binge eating. And I feel like it's just one extreme to another. And I'm trying to really focus on making sure that my body is healthy. That's like the one thing that I want to focus on. High protein, low calorie, a lot of fruits. I'm trying to incorporate a lot more fruits and vegetables into my diet because I feel like right now, no matter what emotion I'm feeling, I want to eat, and I want to eat sugary things. Like I feel like I am definitely addicted to sugar, and that's something that I'm trying to stop as much as possible because it is not healthy for me. And I want to try to like heal my gut a little bit better and become less of a picky eater. So I think cooking for myself is definitely going to help with that a lot. And my friend, one of my best friends, Amelia, I love you so much, Amelia. She recently was telling me about how she's going on, you know, a weight loss journey and just a health journey, lifestyle changes. And I really love her outlook on it because, you know, calling it a lifestyle change rather than dieting and moving your body rather than working out, I feel like when you talk about it in that way, it doesn't feel so like structured, and you can allow yourself to make mistakes without feeling guilty about it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like in building any sort of habits, I just recently started reading Atomic Habits, which I stopped reading it every day, and that's kind of part of the problem. So I need to read Atomic Habits a little bit more. But habits are formed by doing things consistently, and it's small things at a time. You can't expect to change your entire lifestyle in one day and expect it to all go perfectly and nothing's ever going to get messed up. You're going to mess up. That's part of the journey. You're going to mess up, but what's really important during those times is to not just like say, oh, well, I cheated, I give up, I can't do it. Like, I just told myself I can't do it anymore, so I'm not going to do it. It's about like, okay, I didn't do good today, but that doesn't mean I can't do good tomorrow or the next day or the next day or the next day. And I feel like I've been able to do that with certain things, like with my skincare routine. I am very, very consistent about my skincare routine because I'm, trying to get rid of my acne. And what else is something that I do like every single day? Oh, journaling. That's another big thing that oh my gosh, I'm so, so, so proud of myself. So I had this gratitude journal. I should have brought it with me today. I didn't. But I had this gratitude journal, this pink gratitude journal that I got right before the new year started. And I loved the way that this was set up because it had like the dates up above and you could just circle, like what date it was. And it had like these little check marks for hydration, moving your body, self-care, and tidying. And then it said like what are your top priorities, your 3 top priorities for the day, what are on your to-do list. At the bottom it said like who are the people that you need to contact today. And then it just had like a breakdown of like morning, afternoon, and evening. And then on the right side of the page it had, because it was 2 pages for each day, and the right side of the page was a scale on like 1 to 10 how your day was, that, and then um you rate it, and then you do a highlight of the day, something that made you smile, and then just like extra like notes. And that's where I would write like how did my day go and what am I grateful for, like things like that, right? And I was consistent with that. I made a promise to myself that I was going to be consistent for it every single day. And I was consistent every single day from January 2nd up until April 30th. And literally, January 2nd to April 30th was the perfect time span. I finished the very last page of that journal on April 30th. And I was like, I don't know, something about that. I was like, that is literally insane. And I love that. Like, I just feel like it all like landed so perfectly. So then I told myself, okay, when May comes, I'm going to start doing something different. I'm going to have a planner, and then I'm going to have a mood journal, which is what I have in front of me now. I don't have my planner with me. I should have brought that too, but I only have my mood journal. So that's this one. And isn't she so gorgeous? I got it from Target. And I think I got my last one from Target too. But the thing that I also really love about this is the rings on the top. Love her. This is what we have. Isn't she so gorgeous and beautiful? Look at that. So we have the moods of May. And then yesterday I finished it. Like I made the whole thing, and I like, colored in what my day looked like. So this says moods of May, and then around it I just have like these affirmations to repeat to myself every night for the month of May. It says that I will embrace challenges and trust the process. I will accept every amazing opportunity this month. I will make the world a better place by running my business. I will attract wealth and success by being authentically myself. I will surround myself with positive and supportive people. I will grow by learning something new every day. I will invest in myself and see amazing results, and I will fight against emetophobia. And I really love the way that I designed this. I got this idea off of Pinterest. And I think every month I want to do something a little bit different. Like I don't know if I want it to be the circle every time, but I'm so so happy with how this turned out. Oh, and then this is the color code for what this is all going to be for each mood. So the green is normal and okay. The yellow is happy, good, joyful. Blue is content and relaxed. Pink is energized and productive. Purple is sick or exhausted. This kind of like grayish blue is sad and emotional. Orange is anxious and stressed. Red is angry and frustrated. And this dark blue is overwhelmed or depressed. Because we have to have the whole variety, like some days I feel like my mood is really, really, really good. And other days I feel like it's just absolutely atrocious. So this is what the mood journal looks like. And then I also have on the next page the peaks and pits of May. So this one's for May 1st, and then I have my peaks and I have my pits. So it says my 3 peaks are I started oh my god, why can't I fucking speak? Jesus Christ, Ava, learn English. Okay, so started my new journals, finishing my friend Jam's birthday gift, which came out so beautiful, may I say. I will put a little picture up of what that looks like. Finishing Jam's gift. I watched You with Tyler and Carly, so my fiance, my roommate, because the new season of You just came out, which so far I mean, I'm not going to spoil it, but somebody decided to hire, like, I don't know, like a Gen Z writer or something. And there was an old man that said, like, why are you coming for me? And it was like, I don't know. It was really weird. Like, they're trying to use like Gen Z slang, and it feels very like weird. Anyway, so we watched You, and then my pits were spending too much money. I spent a little too much money yesterday, and I told myself I was not going to do that, and then I did. And then another one was having vivid nightmares during my nap. I unfortunately have very, very vivid nightmares. And yesterday I couldn't even tell you what they were about. It's usually like the couple hours after I wake up, it's just like in my head still, like ingrained in my mind, because I saw like all of these like super traumatic things. And then by the next day I'm like, I don't remember what any of it was. But then for my gratitude, I'm so grateful to live a life that I'm proud of living. I'm grateful for the love and support that surrounds me. I'm grateful that at least one of my videos goes viral every single day. And thank you, thank you, thank you, universe. I always end off my gratitude with thank you 3 times to the universe, because everything in threes. But yeah, this is my mood journal, and I'm really, really proud of how this turned out, and I'm super excited to continue using this. This is a habit that I feel like I'm doing right. I'm doing right by myself by tracking my mood. And this was also something that was recommended to me from my therapist, because she says that when I was going into therapy, I was kind of just like talking about like the drama going on in my life and like the stuff going on with my friends, but she was like, we need to focus more on your mental health and your mental state. And I was like, but what if I didn't want to talk about that? But unfortunately I do. And if I want to be better about my emetophobia, because I feel like most of my problems are rooted in my emetophobia, unfortunately. And it's no fun when you are just constantly like thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get sick because this happened. And I talked to her about the possibility of me having OCD, and if she could like look out for that, because I feel like my thoughts around my emetophobia are very obsessive. And the more that I looked into OCD, I was like, oh, this is all sounding a little too familiar. I don't like to self-diagnose, so I'm not going to say that I have OCD, but she says that based off of the things that I told her, there was like a certain thing that she said, like I have aspects of OCD, but she doesn't want to like overall umbrella term say that I have OCD. So we're still working on that. If I do get an OCD diagnosis, I will absolutely be talking more about OCD in particular. But that's only if I get a diagnosis. But what else? What else are we talking about today? What did I talk about already? Let me go through my list real quick and make sure that I got everything. We got the fragrance of the day. We got the new studio. I think I talked a little bit about design ideas, or maybe that was in the first time I was filming. For design ideas, just in case I didn't mention it because I already forgot, I'm thinking about putting like maybe like shower curtains behind me or something, because we are going full for like the potty aesthetic, okay? I don't know, maybe I might have like a decorative tissue paper roll or something. I don't know, something to make this all seem a little more bathroom, I guess. So that's my design ideas. I don't know if I talked about production setup and like costs of stuff, but we will also talk about that a little bit too. Content schedule breakdown, I did talk about that. I talked about Natalie. Shout out Natalie. Mood journal. And then let's see. Yeah, okay. I think that's everything so far. We're on track. We're on a roll, because I also am trying to make my videos a little bit longer. I need to go on more tangents, okay? And I feel like I'm really good at going on tangents, and I need to not fully follow this. And I think we've gone on some pretty good tangents here so far. Let's see. So I did start my period early today, unfortunately. Recently, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but my period has been coming early rather than late. Most of the time, my period would come probably like 4 to 5 days late. And recently it's been like 1 to 3 days early. And I know that my app, my Stardust app, which love her, by the way. Hi, I know I look completely different right now, but this is an editor's note because I just found out some information about the Stardust app that I wanted to let you guys know about. Unfortunately, that app has been known to share user data with third parties, things like phone numbers and stuff like that. And I know, especially right now in this political climate, people are nervous about data breaches with period apps because of, overturning of Roe v. Wade and laws surrounding that. So I would not personally recommend using this app. I am actually going to be deleting this app. It's very unfortunate because I did love that app. It tracked your period with the moon cycles. And we all know that I'm into all of that witchy stuff. So hopefully I will be able to find something that is a little bit safer. If anybody has some recommendations, I will be taking them because I need some new recommendations. But anyway, back to the podcast. But I know she's confused. I know she's very confused because it'll tell me like, oh, so this is going to be your period. These are going to be your phases and what days that your phases are going to land on. And then every time that I go to input my period, it's like, okay, so scratch everything that we said because now your luteal phase is going to start 3 days early and your ovulation phase is going to be this much shorter. And I was just like, oh my God, it's too much. It's too much. There's so much going on at the same time. And I cannot stand being on my period. I feel like, thankfully, I don't have a horrible period. Like, I know a lot of people, oh my God, why am I foaming at the mouth right now? Okay. I feel like my period isn't as bad as it could be because I know a lot of people do struggle with very, very like horrible periods like endometriosis or what's that called? PCOS. I know that people with both of those diseases, autoimmune diseases. I don't know if those are autoimmune or not, but I can't even imagine what it's like to have a period so bad that it's like you literally can't do anything. Fortunately, I do not struggle with either one of those things, and I feel like I'm able to get through my period pretty easily. Like, yes, I have cramping. Yes, I'm tired. Yes, I'm anxious. Yes, I'm, get headaches, all that sort of stuff. But I feel like in comparison to what some other people go through, I feel like I'm good. I think I'm really, really grateful that I don't have horrible periods. But today I was about to get into the shower to blow dry my hair, get ready to film and everything. And when I went to the bathroom, I wiped and I was like, oh, this looks like a fucking crime scene. What the fuck? Like, I was like, I'm not supposed to start my period until tomorrow. So I don't know. It's just been, my period has been like all out of whack. And I was also just talking to one of the shop owners here and telling her that, cause she also just started her period. And she was saying like, oh, well, aren't you like 25? And I was like, oh no, I'm 24. And she said like, something about like, I guess your hormones kind of like rebalance or change a little bit during, your mid-20s because you are actually like physically preparing to be in your childbearing years. And I was like, oh no, no, I need to get back on birth control. But, yeah, no, I've been thinking about getting back on birth control, but unfortunately, because of my emetophobia, I am very, very anxious about taking new medications because of side effects of nausea or vomiting. That's something that I'm like very, very terrified of, unfortunately. So my emetophobia, like I'll talk a little bit more about that. I feel like I've definitely talked about it before, but I'm the type of person that will tell the same story a million different times. Because I don't know, I feel like it. And this is my podcast, so I can talk about whatever I want to because it's my podcast. But anyway, so my emetophobia, I feel like my biggest triggers a lot of the times are one, taking any new medications like freaks me out so bad. Trying new foods, going to restaurants, I feel like all of it, just those are like the things that I like really fixate on. And when it comes to like restaurants, I'm really scared of getting food poisoning everywhere that I go. So as of right now, I only have 2 safe restaurants, which is Gen Korean Barbecue and Wood Ranch. Oh, I forgot. We're by a fire station. So at my place, we have the train, and then here we have the fire station. So either way, there's always going to be some sound in the background. My apologies. But anyway, so with my emetophobia, what was I saying? I totally lost my train of thought, and it's gone. 3 casualties. Derailed. Oh, okay. Jen and Wood Ranch. So Jen Korean Barbecue, love, 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 love. Because I mean, obviously, like, their stuff is not, like, super authentic, like, Korean, but it's one of my safe restaurants, okay? Leave me alone, okay? I love it so much. I have something in my eye. Oh, my God. But I always get brisket and rice paper, and I'm tearing that shit up. The potato salad that they have there is absolutely fucking delicious. I love Jen so much. And then Wood Ranch. I love Wood Ranch so much, but the stuff that I eat there, like my favorite foods there, do hurt my stomach. Like literally the entire plate is going to hurt my stomach. Oh my God, what the fuck is in my eye? Oh my God, what is happening? But at Wood Ranch, I'm eating literally like so many trigger foods because I'm having the tri-tip every single time or the brisket. Either one of them is really, really good. And those are seasoned, right? So they obviously have garlic and onion. And then the barbecue sauce has probably high fructose corn syrup, maybe honey in it. I don't know. But the barbecue sauce is also a trigger food. And then my sides are always steamed broccoli, trigger food, and mac and cheese, trigger food. So when I go to Wood Ranch a lot less often than I go to Jen because I know when I go to Wood Ranch, my stomach is going to hurt. Okay, I could take 5 Beanos and 10 lactades. Why did I English? 10 lactades, and it will still cause me to like not bubble guts. I'm going to get bubble guts. I'm going to go home. I'm going to shit my brains out every single time, unfortunately. And that's what happened the last time that I went to Wood Ranch. But last time I went to Wood Ranch, me and my friends all celebrated me getting my new studio. And it was really, really nice. So Wood Ranch, I feel like, is the place that I go for like special occasions. And then Jen is like my kind of like go-to for just if we want to go out to a restaurant. But anyway, I feel like I'm really nervous to try a lot of new restaurants because of my emetophobia. If something does not have like the A grading for like the health code and stuff, I'm not going inside. I'm not going inside. I'm not getting anything. I'm not even getting a soda because I'm so scared. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just so frustrating because so many of my friends are like, oh, like, let's go try this new place. Let's go, like, to this new sushi joint or something. And I'm like, I mean, first of all, I don't like sushi just in general, but usually I would just get like beef teriyaki or something back when my emetophobia wasn't that bad. But just now I feel like it's a lot harder to like do certain things because of it, and it's just really frustrating. Like and most of the time when I try new foods, like if I'm just out with a friend or something and I try new foods, when I get home, if I start to feel nauseous or if I start, something is going on with my stomach, which there always is something going on with my stomach because I have IBS and lactose intolerance and I don't follow the dietary restrictions, then I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw up right now. And it's so, oh my God, it's just so annoying. It's so fucking annoying. I can't stand having emetophobia. Like it's literally awful. And then my brain will just automatically be like, okay, well, the place that I ate at, like, what if there's teenagers working there and they don't care about their job? What if they're not washing their hands properly? What if this? What if that? What if this? What if that? And it's so frustrating because I wish that I could just be like, oh, my stomach hurts. Okay. And that's it. But then I like work myself into a frenzy, and then the anxiety that I get around working myself into a frenzy makes me nauseous. And then once I'm nauseous, then I'm freaking out even more because I'm like, oh my God, it's going to happen. It's literally going to happen right now. But it never does. I literally have not gotten sick since I was in high school. And that's been like, 6-7 years since then. And it's been almost a decade that I like have not physically gotten sick, but I'm still every single time I get anxious about it, my mind convinces itself, nope, this time's different. It's going to be different. It's going to happen. So that's just like, it's so fucking frustrating. And then taking new medications, I literally have to have Tyler look at all of the symptoms or like, what are those called? Side effects first. And I can't look at them because if I look at them and I see nausea or vomiting, I'm not taking it. I do not care what the situation is. I'm not taking it if that is one of the side effects. It's so frustrating. And I know for literally every single birth control, that is a side effect. Every single birth control that you take, that is going to be a side effect, unfortunately. And I really wish that I could just put my fiance onto birth control, because we don't want kids. If I could just like have everything just scooped out and removed from me, I would do it in a fucking heartbeat. Just take everything. Take the whole thing. I don't want it. Give it to somebody that needs it, okay? I don't want it. I don't want anything to do with my uterus. Like, get it out of here. I don't want children. I do not want to bear children. I don't want a period. I don't want any of it. I just get it away from me. Get it far away from me. But yeah, that's anyway. that's about my emetophobia. That's a big part of it. And then also recently, like, I've been getting really fixated on like other people's experiences. So like if one of my friends says like, oh yeah, like I got sick the other day and like I had like I just like felt like this cold chill and then I got sick. And then when I get anxious, then I'll get a cold chill and I'm like, oh my God, this means I'm gonna get sick. And then same thing with like some people say that they get really dry mouth, or some people say that their mouth waters. And if I feel either one of those things, then I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna happen. It's happening right now. And also recently, oh my God. So if any of you follow Brittany Broski, she recently had to get her gallbladder removed, and then she had pancreatitis, and like all of this stuff happened like in her, just like with her health. And when she was talking about it in one of her episodes, she was talking about her symptoms and how she could not stop, like throwing up, like getting sick. And it's now a trigger for me that like, when I feel a pain in my stomach somewhere, I'm like, oh my God, I'm having a gallbladder attack and I'm going to start throwing up and I need to go to the hospital. It's so stupid. And then like a couple months ago, like I was really obsessed with kidney, what is that called? A kidney infection. If my back ever started to hurt, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have I have a kidney infection. I'm going to get sick because that's one of the symptoms of a kidney infection, because I had a UTI. And then I was looking up like the symptoms of a UTI, which also symptoms of a UTI also include, getting sick. But for some reason my mind is like, oh no, UTIs are fine because I've had UTIs before and I'm like totally safe. The logic, like it just doesn't make any sense. And I feel like that's the part about my emetophobia that I hate so bad, is that logically I recognize that these things are triggers, that they don't make any fucking sense. They don't make any sense. But I can't, once I'm in that zone, once I'm in the moment and I'm panicking about emetophobia, I can't stop it. Like I can't come down from it, and I'm convincing myself of all of these different things. And it is so frustrating. Like, oh my God, I just want it all to go away. Like, I want it to go away so fucking bad. But we're working towards it, okay? We are trying to do better. But it is what it is, unfortunately, as of right now. And we're working on it. And that is why we're working on cooking, so that we're not afraid of salmonella. And there's just so many things. But it's frustrating. And, one day, it will be gone. I've managed to kick depression's ass. I can kick emetophobia's ass. So it'll happen one day, and I'm working very, very hard to make sure that does happen. But anyway, I don't remember what else I wanted to talk about. I have it right in front of me. I should just look at the fucking paper. But yeah, that was pretty much my rant about emetophobia. But now let's go ahead and move into something different. So we all know that recently the Party for You audio has been going insane. Everybody's been like, posting stuff about like, oh no, this is the realization or this is the moment that you're at a party and then your stomach drops because you realize they're not coming to your party, or this is the moment that you realize that it was never meant to be, and blah, 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 blah. Like everybody's talking about like their personal experiences, right? And I made a video talking about like, when you realize that you are the age he was when he started dating you, and you have nothing in common with somebody that young, and you would never date somebody that young. Like, I have nothing in common with an 18 or 19-year-old because I'm 24, and me and my ex were 18 and 23 when we started dating, and then when we broke up, we were both 19 and 24. Oh my God. So many people, mostly girls are talking about their experiences saying like, "Oh, I was 17, he was 25," or "I was 14, he was 30." Like all of these crazy things. This one girl had even said like, "Oh, you should listen to 1729 by Demi Lovato." And I was like, "Oh, babe, we been new. I love that song." But it just it's really, I feel like, unfortunately a canon event for a lot of women and young girls to be with somebody who is predatory. And this obviously is not, this doesn't just happen with straight people. Like this happens, this can happen to literally anybody, because predators are everywhere. We never know who predators are. And it can happen to literally anyone. I'm sure there's plenty of young boys who have a similar story, either with another man, with another woman. And it's just, I don't know. I feel like it is something that unfortunately many of us have had to experience. Not had to experience, or have experienced. And it's just, it's such a weird feeling. Like now being his age, it just feels gross. Like it feels so nasty because I don't have anything in common with an 18 or 19-year-old. Like I don't even want to be in the same room as an 18 or 19-year-old. I can barely, like, my youngest friends are like 21, and I cannot go any younger than that. Like, if you're younger than 21, I don't want to be around you, because if you are at a party with me and you are not of legal drinking age, I'm scared. Now I'm scared because if the police roll up on us, we are dead. We're dead meat. But anyway, it bothers me so much to think that like this is something that so many people experience. And not only that, there were so many people in the comments defending these predators, and I was like, oh, that's nasty, that's disgusting. And I am absolutely outing every single one of you, because this is not a safe space for you. Are you kidding me? And there was like one guy said like, stop trying to be a victim. And I was like, okay, first of all, I never said I was a victim. Yes, I was the legal age of consent when I started dating this guy, but a lot of people in this comment section were not, and they are victims, like legitimately are victims. And it just bothers me so much that like men will always fucking find a reason to be like, oh, not his fault, you were naive, blah, blah, blah. Because you at that age, whether you are 14, 17, 18, 19, whatever, you're naive. You are naive. And that does not just go for girls. That goes for literally everybody, because you are spat out into the real world at 18 years old, expecting to know what to do. You have no idea how anything works when you're 18. You turning 18 makes no difference than when you were 17. Like, there is not that much that can change within a day. Okay. And that's something that bugs me a lot about the argument of, like, oh, well, you were just naive and blah, 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 blah. Like, he did nothing wrong. He did, because he was almost a fully formed adult. He was already old enough to drink. He already had his ID facing horizontally. So what do you mean? Like, it literally just makes no sense that I don't know. It makes no sense to me that people are trying to defend it. And I feel like what we should do is just check those guys' hard drives, because clearly they're telling on themselves, I feel. But it bothers me so much to know that people like this get away with it every single time, because people are going to defend them. They are going to be defended all the time. And it honestly just, it grosses me out so much. I feel like I'm just like talking in circles, but that relationship was such a mistake. Every single time I think back to that relationship, I'm like, oh, Ava, what were you fucking thinking? Because I was freshly 18. I was fresh out of high school. It was my very first job. I was working at Build-A-Bear, and he was also working at Build-A-Bear, and he didn't even actually ask me out on a first date. He was like, hey, like, do you want to go to this movie? And I was under the impression that like most of us were going to this movie, like, in our store, because we were all talking about this movie. It was the Lion King, the live action Lion King. And I show up and it's just him, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I did not realize that it was a date, because he didn't actually fucking ask me out on a date until we go to In-N-Out right after. And then he takes me up to this hill, which, by the way, could have easily died that day if he was like crazy. But he takes me up this hill, and we're like hiking up this hill. And then we sit at the top of the hill and it's overlooking the city lights. And then he puts down like a blanket for us to eat our In-N-Out on. And I was like, oh, this is a date. Oh, shit. I did not realize that this is what was going on. Oh, God, Ava, you were so stupid. But we all were. We all were at that age. But it just, I feel like when I look back at that relationship, it was just such a mistake. I should have never been with that guy. But I feel like I said, it's a canon event. I feel like so many of us go through that stage where we're just lonely because like I said, we're a fresh adult. We're lonely. We don't know how to do anything. And I was thinking at this time, I was like, oh yeah, like I'll date an older guy because he's probably way more mature than the other guys that I've dated because like I shouldn't date guys my age. Like I want somebody that's mature. But he was the most immature motherfucker I had ever been with in my entire life. Out of every single relationship that I had ever been in, he was the most immature. And he was what, 5-6 years older than I was? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, I literally remember at one point, instead of paying his car insurance bill, he spent $200 on a Lego Millennium Falcon. Sit with that for a second. Didn't pay his car insurance to buy a Lego Millennium Falcon. And then proceeds to tell me like, hey, could you not come over for like the next 2 weeks so that I can build this? So you don't want to spend time. This man hated me. This is the other part of this whole situation, this whole relationship that I like look back on and I'm like disgusted with myself because it was so clear that he did not like me. I think he just liked sleeping with me. Let's be for real, because he did not fucking love me. Like, there was no way in hell. I had to beg this man to love me. And that, when I look back at that, it makes me so sad for myself because I had no self-respect, for one. And I feel like I put up with so much in that relationship that I was like, I don't know. I just should have never been with him. And every time I think about it, I'm like, I just should have been single. But at the same time, if I hadn't gone through that relationship, I would not have set the firm boundaries that I have now because there were a lot of things that happened in that relationship that were not okay, like whatsoever. And I'm not going to touch on all of them right now. Maybe I might in the future, who knows. But there were a lot of things that were not okay in that relationship. And one of the things that bugged me so much was he would lie to me about stupid things. He would lie to me about the smallest shit, and he would lie to me about big things too. And the thing that like ultimately made me break up with it, because I broke up with him twice. Like I broke up with him once, and then we got back together, and then I broke up with him again, and that was when I was like, officially, this is done. Because the first time and the second time, he lied to me about drinking. And to me, as somebody who was a father of an alcoholic, no, I was the child of an alcoholic father. And it to me feels like if you lie to me about substances, about alcohol, drugs, anything like that, that to me is just as bad as cheating. Because the breach of trust and like the trauma around that is so bad. And I know like during that time, I definitely like there were mistakes made on my part where I was like very overly controlling about stuff like that. And I should not have been. But lying to me about stuff like that when I specifically told you, do not lie to me about these things, it was like all you had to do was tell the truth. And the first time that we broke up, I was over at his house and I could smell the alcohol on his breath. And I was like, did you drink? And he said no. Like lied straight to my face. So then I, just like went on about our night. And then I was, like I was messing around with him. And then we were like, play fighting and blah, 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 watching TV. And then I laid down next to him and I was like, I need you to be completely honest with me right now. Did you drink? And he said, yeah, I did. And I got up and left. I got up and left because I was like, you fucking lied to me. You lied to my face through your teeth. And you thought that I wasn't going to find out? Like, you literally told me an hour later. Like, there was no point in lying about that, like, whatsoever. And then he would lie to me about where he was all the time. And it was so bad. Like, he turned me into a crazy girlfriend. I never wanted to be a crazy girlfriend. I just wanted to be fucking chill. And he was a Taurus, so I thought being with a Taurus was gonna mean like, oh man, this is a chill guy. Like we could just like hang out and do whatever. But he made me a crazy girlfriend. And the stuff that I found in his phone, oh my God. This is the other part of why I know that, like, for sure, this man had something suspicious going on. Like, this man is an actual predator, because in his phone, like, I got to a point where I was going through his phone, which I don't do that shit anymore, but I went through his phone and I found a screenshot of my 16-year-old cousin at her sweet 16. And when I confronted him, first of all, I saw red, because I was like, there is no fucking way he just did this. I show him the screenshot and I was like, what the fuck is this? What is this? And he was like, oh, well, we were at the party and you know, my friend so-and-so was asking me like whose party it was, and he was asking if she was hot. So I just like took a screenshot and sent it to him. And I was like, so you mind you, his friend was older than him. I was like, so you showed a 25-year-old man asked you if a girl was hot. A 16-year-old girl was hot, and you sent him a screenshot of her? Jail. Immediately, jail. Oh, every time I think about, I'm shaking right now just thinking about it, because, oh my God, that made me so angry. And I was like, oh my God, there is something wrong with him. There is something fucking wrong with him. And honestly, I should have called the police. I should have fucking called the police. Like, there was something fucking wrong with him. And I know he has a new girlfriend now, and I hope to God that she is not freshly 18. Because if she is, and this is a pattern of his, that man deserves to be in fucking prison. But I will literally never forget the feeling of seeing my baby cousin in his phone. My stomach just dropped. I felt sick. I felt so sick. I was like, oh, just thinking about it is making me sick right now. Like, I just want to punch a wall. Oh my God. But anyway, he was a piece of work. He was a piece of fucking work. And me and my cousin, like, we would laugh about it after. We were like, yeah, this dude's fucking crazy. Like, we can't believe that this was a thing, like, that this actually happened. But anyway, he was awful. And then literally a month after I broke up with him on the 4th of July. And I don't know, that driving home after that breakup with like all these fireworks surrounding me, I was like, this is beautiful. I feel like I made the right decision. And literally like a month later, I met Tyler, and now we're engaged. And I feel like after being with that guy, I feel like I raised my standards so much, like so high, because I was just like, I'm not putting up with anybody like this anymore. I'm not going to put up with somebody who's a liar. I'm not going to put up with somebody who is insensitive to my traumas and my triggers. I'm not going to put up with somebody who's lazy and who's irresponsible and just all of these, and ugly. God, he was so fucking ugly. Oh my God, what were you thinking? He was so ugly. He had a big ass fucking nose. He looked like Mr. Teeth from the Muppets. Does anybody know who that is? That's what this motherfucker looked like. And he was obsessed with Star Wars, and he's the reason that I hate Star Wars. We'll get into that another episode. But my God, I fucking hate Star Wars. I already didn't like it before, but after him, I hated Star Wars, and I still hate Star Wars to this day. But unfortunately, I know everything about Star Wars because of this stupid ass motherfucker. Anyway, there's my tangent about that. And I hate that man. And if, for whatever reason, if he ever comes across this, fuck you, dude. You're a creep. You're literally a nasty ass creep. And I hope for your own sake that you stop taking screenshots of little girls, okay? Somebody check his fucking hard drive. Oh my God. And there was also just so much porn in his phone. He was a porn addict. Oh God. It was so gross. It was so gross. But anyway, that was, ugh. People are defending him. People are calling me an idiot, but you know what? Whatever. At the end of the day, I know that I'm not a fucking predator, so it is what it is. But anyway, what the fuck else was I going to talk about? I feel like this has already been a pretty decently long episode. Let's get into our Airbuds recap, okay? So what do we got? Airbuds recap. So tracks of the week are going to be Please, Please, Please by Sabrina Carpenter. And then Saturn by SZA. And then Nonsense by Sabrina Carpenter. And then Wannabe featuring Megan Thee Stallion by Glorilla. And then Juno by Sabrina Carpenter. So we're kind of getting back into like the, summertime pop sort of vibes. And then we got album of the week is Papota, again, by Catriel and Paco Moroso. It's always going to be. And then artist of the week, Catriel and Paco Moroso, Sabrina Carpenter, and SZA. I am not over my Laufey phase, okay? It's just she's getting sprinkled in here and there. I'm not listening to her as consistently. But I am thinking about recording myself singing one of her songs. I think I want to do Let You Break My Heart Again. Just because I love singing her music so much. Like, I feel like, I think I talked about this already, like, she's in similar vocal register and that I have, and I really want to, like, sing her music. So, I don't know, maybe I might do, like, a little cover, maybe I might post it or something. Who knows? We'll see, we don't know. But anyway, that's it. That's all I have for you guys this week. Let's remember to not defend predators. And if you have gone through a relationship like that, I am so sorry. And if you are currently in a relationship like that, girl, break up with him. Especially if you still have teen in your age, break up with him. Okay? He's gross and he's a weirdo. And if it's a pattern for him, maybe take his laptop to the police. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day or morning, whatever, evening, whatever time you watch this, okay? I'm beautiful. You are beautiful. We are all beautiful. I love you so much. Thank you and have a good night.